Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today we're going to be talking about Google Chrome OS for your business communications, and I've got Jimmy Riordan with Google to actually speak with you guys about those options. How are you doing today, Jimmy?
I'm great, Prince. Been following your YouTube videos for a while now, so excited to finally be on here with you.
Awesome. I'm excited to have you on here as well, and I really appreciate the time you taken out today to speak with me in the audience. Before we hop into this, for you guys, the viewers, let me give you a little bit of a backstory here. So I was recently, well, I wouldn't say recently, it's been maybe like 6 to 8 months?
Almost a year now, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I was at Channel Partners in 2022 in Las Vegas, and I came across Google's exhibit, which was actually really impressive. And I ran into Jimmy, and he was talking to me all about Google Chrome OS for business communications. So for those of you who don't know, us at Rich Technology Group for years now, we're actually a 100% Chrome OS shop. We use Google Chrome on all of the laptops for me, my co-host Sunita, our entire staff, and we also use G Suite in all of the business applications. So I thought this was a match made in heaven to have somebody with Google actually speak with you guys about how their applications can tie into your business communications and lay the groundwork to be able to help you have good business communication and functionality. So before we jump into the talking points today, Jimmy, can you briefly tell the viewers, what it is that you do at Google? What's your title, and what does a typical day at Google look like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I joined Google a year and a half ago as a strategic partnerships manager. I'm overseeing our go-to-market channel sales strategy specifically for the contact center vertical. So we have specific use cases that we're kind of attacking in the enterprise to get Chrome enterprise devices into business, mid-market enterprise businesses, and contact centers, one of them.
Awesome. You brought up Google Chrome OS, and that leads me into my next question. And I know this could be a loaded question, but could you briefly explain to the viewers who are watching, for those who don't know what Google Chrome OS is, what is it in the general sense?
Sure. I mean, it's a cloud-based operating system. A lot of folks know us as dominating in the EDU space, elementary schools, high schools, colleges, universities. But we've been really making a huge impact in the enterprise space, and we're the number 2 operating system in the world next to Windows. So that's really what we're doing, is we're expanding the operating system to really meet the needs of the enterprise businesses with different form factors, different types of devices, and helping solve problems in different types of use cases like contact center and unified communications.
Awesome. So jumping right in, Jimmy, in the general sense, how can businesses use Google Chrome OS to streamline or better enhance their business communications?
Sure. So knowing that we're really attacking these different pillars of business applications and solutions, we built this Chrome Enterprise Recommended program 2 years ago. We launched it in partnership with the top UCaaS and CCaaS providers in the industry. So Vonage, RingCentral, 8x8, Dialpad, NICE, Talkdesk, Five9, UJet, Edify, Twilio, Genesys, Cisco.
Yep, the list goes on.
I think I named all of them there. I think it was about 13 or 14. So, we partnered with them to really take their solutions, test, certify, and optimize them to run more efficiently on Chrome OS devices versus Windows and Mac. Because let's face it, IP phones for remote workers, for knowledge workers, for contact center agents and supervisors really are kind of going the way of the dinosaur. No offense to that industry, but I think with the advent of soft phones, of WebRTC, things like that, it's really moving to the desktop with a headset. So we're partnering with those CCaaS, UCaaS providers to bring Chrome operating system devices to their customers and empower remote agents and information workers. And the benefits have been outstanding. We did an IDC report recently, last October. Our devices are deploying 76% faster compared to Windows 10 devices. Zero ransomware attacks ever from a security standpoint. Zero ransomware attacks ever reported on Chrome devices. 24% fewer security attacks. So again, these workers that are not working behind a enterprise grade firewall in the office anymore. They're using their public internet. They're using sometimes their own personal devices, and they can really leave you susceptible to security threats and attacks. And Chrome devices can really protect these workers, and then also increase contact center agent productivity by 19% in comparison to Windows and Mac devices. So whether it's a UCAS, Unified Communications as a Service worker, or CCAS worker, or both, there's a lot around speed, security, and productivity for leveraging Chrome OS.
Awesome. I want to touch on 2 points that you just mentioned. You mentioned earlier, you said that you're seeing, and this isn't no secret, especially since the pandemic and just since certain things like, everybody's working from home now. You mentioned that there is more of the focus on the desktop. With that, obviously comes certain things like a more proactive need for IT support and things like that. Can you tell me what types of benefits Chrome OS offers for things like IT staff or IT executives that are put in charge of maintaining said now everybody's on the desktop?
Yeah, absolutely. So another report based on IDC that recently came out as well is 40% of information workers are cloud workers and are going remote. So when it comes to IT and IT operations, this is huge. Having a cloud-based operating system just makes it easier to deploy these devices, easier to manage these devices. So the tools that these IT and operations folks get are the Google Admin Console with over 500 plus configurable policies inside the Google Admin Console with zero-touch enrollment. These devices can get drop shipped directly to the remote employee, information worker, contact center agent, whoever it is you want to say. They can easily get set up and be up and running fast and get them ramped quickly. Also allows for 44% lower cost of operations when it comes to IT. So again, making it easier for IT folks with a smaller IT team when, if you look at the way the economy is going and folks start taking budget cuts and might have to reduce IT teams, you can do more with less leveraging Chrome OS versus a Windows or Mac device. And then from a cost and pricing perspective, there's a lower total cost of ownership with these devices. And actually, from an ROI perspective, you can have a 245% average 3-year ROI. So lower total cost of ownership and boosting your ROI and lowering cost of IT operations.
Yeah, just to speak on what you said, it's kind of a shameless plug for Google Chrome OS, and to prove your point here, as I already mentioned, we use Chrome OS for everybody. Everybody's got, I think currently we're all Lenovo for our Chrome OS devices. And it's funny, I hired a new sales guy, I want to say about 5 months ago. And, I let him know, hey, I'm going to purchase this. You don't have to worry about it. I'm going to ship you a Chrome OS device. It's going to be pre-configured. All you got to do is log in with your Google login that we've already pre-configured for you for the company. Everything is ready to go in there. And we got into a little bit of a debate, and he was like, well, Prince, I saw the invoice for that, and you could have got a Windows machine cheaper and this and that. And I just had to kind of explain to him. I was like, look, man, you don't understand. Like, first of all, I didn't have to do any remote login to set you up on our applications. Everything's ready to go. Your profile's ready to go. I said, second of all, we never have issues with viruses. Nobody on my staff ever calls and says, hey, I got a virus this morning. I can't function. I need IT support. We never need IT support. As a matter of fact, one of my machines, I think the screen went bad on it at some point in 2022. It was no big deal. The repair guy down the street said, hey, it's going to cost you more to repair this screen than it is to just get another machine. I just bought another Lenovo with Chrome OS on it. I just typed in my login and everything was there. Like I had literally no downtime whatsoever.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. I mean, it's when it comes to the new wave of the workforce that's coming, into working from home and working in these contact centers and agents. This is sometimes their first job in the workforce. And guess what they've been using for the past decade in school? They've been using Google products. They've been using Chromebooks. They've been using Gmail and Google Docs and things like that. So to get an employee up and running fast, giving them these Google solutions and Google hardware allows them to get up to speed quickly and get to work faster, and then provide the business a better ROI on that employee.
Gotcha. You touched on this a little earlier in our conversation, but I want to give the audience some specifics that you know of off top.
Sure.
Which VoIP service providers have you guys found typically work best with Chrome OS or Chrome Enterprise solutions?
Yeah, absolutely. Zoom is a great one. They just launched Progressive Web App, a PWA, last year, and that's just basically taking something that is a web-based solution and making it look more like a downloadable application. But again, this application, nothing on these Chrome devices is living on these devices. It's all cloud-based. So the apps that you're quote unquote installing or downloading are PWAs, or progressive web apps. So it makes them faster to work. So both Zoom and Ring Central both have progressive web apps as well as 8x8. So I think those three have really great solutions, as well as Dialpad. I mean, I can't really pick one. I try to stay agnostic, but they all have really great solutions that integrate well with Chrome OS.
Awesome. Another question. There may be some viewers that are watching this that are thinking, hey, I like what I'm hearing about the concept of Chrome OS and the Chrome OS compatible devices, but we don't use, like I hear people say, oh, I don't use Google Meet, I prefer Zoom, or I don't use Gmail, I prefer Outlook or something like that, or Microsoft 365. Does somebody have to be using or exclusive to the G Suite apps to be able to benefit from Chrome OS or Chrome OS compatible devices?
That's a great question. And yeah, it's a common misconception that I need to use Google, formerly G Suite, now Google Workspace, the Gmail, the calendar, the Meet, Google Docs, all that kind of stuff. I need to only use that if I'm going to use a Chrome device, Chrome OS, which isn't true. I mean, you can use G Suite, you can use Gmail on a Windows device, on a Mac device, and vice versa. It really isn't solely for those Google customers. I think if you're using the Chrome browser today, you're really kind of halfway there to the experience of Chrome OS and how fast and how secure and how easy it is to use. And these devices, they deploy and they boot up real fast versus a Windows or Mac device. So I think, there's this common misconception that these are devices that are really built for a kid in school. They're not enterprise grade. I think that's one misconception, which I think you kind of pointed out. There's really expensive, high-end Chrome devices out there. I have a really expensive, nice HP device that I'm using right now. There's a whole range of them. And on top of that, the other misconception is that I need to be a Google customer, where that's not the case. I mean, the majority of our customers are using Office 365 tools today. I think the ideal fit is a customer that's really leveraging cloud-based technology, leveraging web-based solutions, like for their CRM, like Salesforce. They're using Office 365 in the cloud, or Google Workspace. They're using a UCaaS or CCaaS cloud-based solution, because let's face it, most of these applications are no longer downloaded applications on your device. It's all cloud-based, it's all web-based, and this allows you to just more easily transition to Chrome OS.
Okay. I want to touch on hardware a little more, just briefly. You already mentioned like a couple of brands, and as I already told you in the audience, I'm personally a Lenovo snob. I'm using a Lenovo Chromebook now, and all of my staff were strictly Lenovo. What are some other brands, like brand players out there, that are most common that you can get with Chrome OS already, like pre-installed, pre-bundled?
Yeah, so there's some great Chrome OS OEMs. There's Lenovo, as you mentioned, Dell, Samsung, Acer, HP, Asus.
I think you named all the major ones. Yeah,
I think I hit all of them. Acer has been a really good type partner of mine for the past year, as well as HP. The Acer devices, they have a really good range of devices. There's devices that are built for specific use cases, like these remote workers or information workers, these contact center agents and supervisors. And these devices fit in really well. And then also on top of that, there's different types of Chrome devices. Everybody thinks of just the Chromebook. That's the laptop replacement. But there's also Chrome boxes, which are a desktop replacement. They're like the size of like an Apple TV. Acer has a couple different ones for that use case, which are really great. You can plug in multiple monitors and they take up a real small amount of desktop real estate. You can actually just kind of hang it into the back of the monitor as well. And other things to think about when it comes to deploying a remote worker setup is the devices, but also the headsets. And, I'm shameless plug here for the Jobber Engage 50 we were talking about before we hopped in here, but we're doing a ton of construction and work in our backyard here at my house in Southern California, and you can't hear anything. I've used this in airports, as I was mentioning earlier. This is my travel headset. It's great for remote workers with just all of the background noise you have with animals barking, kids crying. This is just a great headset. And this is something else called Works with Chromebooks certified. So this easily integrates with the Chrome device along with your UCaaS and CCaaS solutions.
Awesome. Final question that I've got for you. When we were talking just privately, the two of us, I think this was like a month or so ago, you had mentioned something that was on the horizon or new at the time when we were talking called Google Chrome OS Flex. Can you tell me in the audience, what is it? How does it work?
Yeah, it's something that we launched early in 2022, which is a really a big game changer, especially with the way the economy is going and how businesses are tightening budgets and might not have the capital expenditure or CapEx to invest into a new fleet of Chrome devices. Chrome OS Flex allows you to take our operating system, the Chrome OS, and put it on your existing legacy Windows and Mac devices. So now you're getting all the benefits, all of the speed, the productivity, the security of Chrome OS, and you're just putting it onto your Windows or Mac device. And then all you need is the Chrome Enterprise Upgrade license. That's the management license for it. That gives you access to the admin console and all the configurations and policies. That's a game changer with now having to, if you have a device that's working fine for you and it's not too old, you deploy Chrome OS on it. Now you're getting a lower total cost of ownership, a better ROI, more secure fleet of devices, more productive users. So there's a lot of benefits of Chrome OS Flex, and we're seeing a lot of businesses adopting that technology going through to 2023.
That's pretty awesome. So you're telling me this is almost like you could essentially put Chrome OS on anything that's Chrome OS Flex compatible, even if it wasn't necessarily an original Chrome OS OEM device. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's exciting. We launched it early last year, and we have actually a few customers. There's a use case on our website called really well-known, popular Latin American e-commerce site, Mercado Libre, and they used it for their contact center. They deployed Chrome OS. They have agents, contact center agents, and remote workers in 18 plus countries, and they deployed Chrome OS Flex on all their devices, and they saw a huge uptick in productivity and made it much easier for their IT operations team to manage those devices and those workers. So really exciting technology.
Wow. Well, Jimmy, I want to personally thank you for coming here today and speaking with me and our audience about Chrome OS, Google Enterprise Solutions to help enhance business communication. So thank you so much for being here today.
Super excited to be here. Huge fan, and look forward to doing a few more of these with you.
Yeah, man, for sure. So for those of you who are watching, if you're watching this and you're one of two categories, maybe you're already using Google products like Google Meet, like Gmail, like the calendar, all that kind of stuff, but you may feel like you're not really using it to the full potential to enhance your business communications with your staff and with the outside world. Or you're somebody who you're completely new to the Google products. You're not using Chrome OS, you're not using any of the Google apps or the Google Suite or anything like that, and you'd like to learn more, just hit us up. You guys know that you can find our information in the description below as always, and I'll hook you up directly with Jimmy and his team to see if the Google apps are a good fit for you and see where it takes you. As always, this is Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.